We students of NK Bagrodia Global School present here virtual tour of ocean adventures. The oceans are home to millions of Earth's plants and animals, from tiny single-celled organisms to the gargantuan blue whale, the planet's largest living animal. Fish, octopuses, squid, eels, dolphins, and whales swim the open waters, while crabs, octopuses, starfish, oysters, and snails crawl and scoot along the ocean bottom. Life in the ocean depends on phytoplankton, mostly microscopic organisms that float at the surface and through photosynthesis produce about half the world's oxygen.
Oceans cover up to 70% of the Earth's surface. They not only serve as the planet's largest habitat but also help to regulate the global climate. The ocean is a continuous body of salt water that surrounds the continents. It is divided into four major regions: the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic. The ocean contains traces of all chemical elements found on Earth, but it tastes salty because sodium and chloride ions in rainwater run off, and minerals from geothermal vents on the seafloor.
Climate change is altering the oceans in three major ways. First, the oceans are getting warmer. The greenhouse effects not only warm the planet but also raise the temperature of the world oceans. Over the past centuries, the ocean surface temperature rose at an average rate at about 13 degrees Fahrenheit per decade, and during the past 30 years, sea surface temperature has been consistently higher than at any other time on record.
A third consequence of climate change is ocean acidification. Seawater absorbs CO2 from the atmosphere, which lowers its pH and results in higher acid content. This reduces the concentration of calcium carbonate, which makes it difficult for the species like oysters, clams, and corals to form shells or skeletons.
This warmer water vaporizes quickly, fueling stronger and more frequent storms. Higher temperatures also threaten delicate ocean life like coral reefs and disrupt the food chain from krill to penguins to seals. Second, since 1993, the seas have been rising at a rate that's twice as fast as the long-term trend. Sea ice levels rise not only because water expands when it heats up but also due to melting glaciers and ice sheets. Rising seas contribute to flooding on once dry lands in coastal regions.
The only way to stop the damage to our oceans is to dramatically reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but even emissions stop tomorrow. The gases currently in the world would take decades to dissipate.
How can we keep plastics out of our oceans? 8 million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year, the equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean, plastic trash flows into circulation, which are dispersed almost everywhere but concentrating in huge swathes in the midst of global currents, which break down into smaller and smaller pieces ingested by species across the marine world and sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Anyone can make plastic anywhere in the world and sell it anywhere else in the world. There is no design paradigm. There is no barriers in order to solve the plastic packaging problem. We need to effectively rethink the entire system from anyone which is linear, that is take most depots, to one where it can be recovered and fed back into the economy as a valuable plastic material. All new where it is by over and nine, and it can enter the environment. The ultimate goal of the new plastic economy is to design an economy where plastic packaging never becomes waste, and to do that, we need every single player in the chain to change the way that they do things. Marine pollution. Only we humans make waste that nature can't digest. Farms, plastics make our lives easier. But where does the waste go?
to our oceans. 80% of marine population starts on land. Giant garbage patches threaten not only wildlife but our safety and our health.
Plastics not recycled account for over 60% of marine debris. Nutrient runoff overloads the ecosystems, depleting oxygen and creating dead zones where life cannot survive.
We need a healthy ocean. It covers almost 3 upon 4 of our planet and we depend on it for life.
Can we clean up our waste? Become the part of the solution.
United together, we can save our oceans. Happy Ocean Day to all of you.